What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies. We're already open for business here because, it's the day after the Super Bowl. It is the beginning of the off season, and now it's about what can you do as a franchise to get your ass where everybody was watching yesterday. Couple of things. This is going to be an alternate process. This is autopsying the body of where we went wrong, the things we did right, and things that we're going to need to fix and change. Now, one thing I think is actually going to be a good thing for us is the fact that Kellen Moore has been let go. No disrespect to Kellen Moore, but I got to say, it's kind of a travesty that Eric Bieniemy is not a head coach. Now, honestly, what I would like to see, now Andy Reid has contemplated or talked about or mentioned retiring. And you could look and say, this is the perfect time to retire. You got your second Super Bowl. You ended up beating, your former employer. You end up setting the team up for future success. If he retires, Eric Bieniemy should be their head coach. He already sounds like a head coach. And I want to say there is a difference. We all look at players and say, this guy sucks. Well, why do they suck? Could it be the play calling? Could it be what they're teaching them? Could it be the people around them? Because things matter. I want to read something here because this is actually pretty cool. The Chiefs used the extra energy to respond with a touchdown. I'm sorry. Here we go. Let me read this. The Chiefs used the extra energy to respond with a touchdown drive to open the second half, trimming the Eagles' lead 24-21. But they utilized something they had noticed in the film study and spent the previous 2 weeks perfecting. According to Henne, the Chiefs coaches had discovered that when the Eagles lined up in man coverage, they would overcompensate if an offense used motion that looked like a jet sweep. This is finite. This is what we don't have as Cowboy coaching and offensive play calling. They notice that if they line up and use motion like a jet sweep, that the Eagles defense would overcompensate. That's just one aspect. So they literally used one play or one look to set the defense up for one thing that the Eagles did. One thing. On Saturday night, Bieniemy had put a play up on the screen for everybody on the Chiefs offense to see. It came from the Eagles' game plan against the Jaguars early in the season, and it features Jacksonville receiver Jamal Anu faking as if he were going in motion before stopping, reversing course, and getting open for a touchdown. Henne understood the offensive mind of the Jaguars coach Doug Peterson, the Andy Reid discipline who had guided the Eagles to the Super Bowl championship 5 years ago. So he figured it would be open. He did not anticipate it would lead to 2 touchdown passes for Mahomes, but that's what happened. The Chiefs using that look on a 5-yard touchdown pass to Kadarius Toney before running it again on the opposite side to Sky Moore on the 4-yard line. Touchdown passes that gave Chiefs the 35-27 lead with 9:22 left. And see, this is the difference of having, I don't mean to kill Kellen Moore, but Kellen Moore just is not that guy that's finding these intricacies. And see, this is one of the sad things, that there are people out there that are qualified, that are truly qualified and deserving of not just a job, but a quality job, because not all of these jobs are equal. You can look at right now the 2 teams that don't have head coaches yet. The reason being is it's not good jobs. It was like Lovie Smith having to take the Texans job to be basically the sacrificial lamb last year. They had basically deconstructed the team, and they're looking just like in the movie Major League. They're looking to tank the season. You're going to be the fall guy. You're going to be here where we have no talent. You're going to be the guy that's going to help us get one of those high draft picks so we can start rebuilding the franchise without you. Unfortunately, those are most of the jobs that minority candidates get. You don't get the opportunities like Josh McDaniels, where you can destroy one team and then get an opportunity on a second. And this is where you get guys like Jim Caldwell. Amazingly enough, a guy who was the offensive coordinator when the Colts won their first Super Bowl. I'm sorry, not first Super Bowl, their last Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, who took the team to a Super Bowl and got fired, goes to the Detroit Lions, and in 4 years has one losing season and 2 playoff appearances. The Lions. But can't even get an opportunity at another coaching job. Listen to Eric Bieniemy after the game.
I thought our guys did a hell of a job of adjusting. I thought our guys did a great job of just playing through the lows and hanging together. We talk about it all the time, being accountable to one another, all right, and having each other's back through the lows. But on top of that, understanding when you're going through that type of process, you have to be the best team, all right, for 60 minutes. And our guys found a way into that last final second or whatever it was, to be the better team at that particular time.
You're talking about a guy that has now been the offensive coordinator for a team that has been to 3 Super Bowls and won 2. For an offensive coordinator that has the best quarterback in football. And make no mistake, you can have a guy with a lot of talent. If you don't have the coaches that can develop that talent and put him in positions to succeed, and a front office that will give them what they need to be successful, it ain't going to work. Eric Bieniemy is that dude. Kansas City is fortunate to have him. They're fortunate that they didn't lose him to a head coaching job. But at some point, he deserves his due. He is an incredible offensive coordinator, and I think he'd be a hell of a head coach. But yet, he doesn't even get the interviews. Wow. Well, I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.